she's very serious, crying in pain and in sorrow. And the reason is because when younger, when she was crying and watching that song, she was open her eyes, and what she saw was turning to her. She saw Jesus Christ at the cross being nailed and the blood is flowing. She saw how Jesus Christ was tormented. And that is what struck that girl, because she was crying, saying that she had seen Jesus Christ at the cross, and Jesus is also crying because
no se queden, Él viene pronto. Mami, Él viene. Él viene a coger su pueblo. Él viene. No se queden, Él viene pronto. Mami, Él viene. Él viene a coger su pueblo. Él viene.
Shalom, Yasharala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing this truth with all fear and trembling in these last days, seconds, and times. All right, I just brought out this clip. These two little girls that had prophetic dreams, and a lot of times before us men of the Lord do things, we look at it and see if these motherfuckers being characters and see if this is somebody trying to do something for views. And so I asked Yahweh, give me the spirit of discernment. And I come to the conclusion. I looked at the clip a few times before I put it up. Them girls were serious, man. They had visions. They had the same visions, and their spirit was vexed, sorely vexed, just like the prophets used to be when they used to have those visions. All right? And when you look at those little girls having those visions, all right, it's evident we're in the last days, all right? And for us to be in the last days, like Thanos says, it's imminent that the prophecies are going to be fulfilled, And when you looking at these two little girls, they had basically the same vision, all right? They wasn't happy. They wasn't jubilant. They wasn't in the spirit of kissing and hugging, all right? Their spirit reeked of somebody who was in reality and had the truth. See, Christians are fucked up. These girls look like they saw something horrific. That's what the scriptures depict of pandemonium and war and woe when our great kings come back, when our great king come back. All right? And they're in the spirit of how the prophets were. All right? I when looking at those videos, and they ill, they sick, their spirit is disrupted in them. And I'm gonna go through the precepts and show the prophets acted the same way. The prophets acted the same way. You see those little girls acting, man. They fell ill. They got sick. Their continence was low. All right. Now they were men. We're not gonna say that they were just crying and sobbing like that, but their spirit in them was vexed, man. And I'm gonna start off right here to show the Most High say that the little ones were gonna have visions, man. All right. This is Acts 2:17. All right. And this is the apostle prophesying Joel, the book of Joel. All right, Acts 2:17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. All right, when he say all flesh, this is not exclusively to Israel. All right, the Most High only deals with Israel. But when he say he's going to pour out his spirit on all flesh, this goes to all the nations, because all the nations are having dreams of the end of times and all hell breaking loose. You got devils that's having prophetic dreams, okay? So this scripture is literally for all nations when he said he'll pour his spirit on all flesh. Because for his spirit to be on all flesh, all the nations are preparing for World War III. All of the flesh is warring with one another. All right? They're getting in tune with prophecy, and they're having dreams of what's to come. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. They say our great king is coming. The girl looked like she was a northern tribe. She say he's coming for his people, but she's coming for his people. That seemed like it should be a happy thing. But she's saying, leave, get away. All right. She saw what Ezra saw. She's crying of fear. She's not crying for being happy, tears of joy. Them not tears of joy. That's somebody that's traumatized. Okay? And young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. That's what you seeing. Them little girls are seeing dreams and prophesying. My daughter had a prophetic dream, and it was the same thing. She say she saw Yahweh and he was angry. She say she was scared of him. I did a sit down on this some months back, and she say she was terrified of him when she saw him. All right, and then look at these little girls' dreams. They're reacting the same fucking way. All right, now excuse the Jesus Christ bullshit that they writing on there. All right, his name is not Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh, man. All right, but their dreams are synchronized with the scriptures. When he comes back, he's not coming back blowing kisses, and he's coming back to kill millions of people, even billions. All right, he's coming back, and the nations of every knee shall bow, and every tongue shall confess that he is Lord. How are they going to do that without seeing him display some great power? He's not going to get them to do that through intellectualizing. They're going to see him lay down law. They're going to see him blow up destroyer jets and kill armies. And that's what's going to make people submit to him and bow down and confess that he is Lord. Okay? They're going to see him kill people in the billions. That's what's going to make every tongue that's alive get on their knees and confess that he is Lord. That he's Mashiach. Okay? So let me go on some precept. I'm about to go on some precepts and show the way you see these girls crying and being emotional, man. The prophets were doing the same thing when they saw the vision of our great king coming back, man. Or when they saw various visions. All right. So I'm gonna start off. In Daniel. Okay. I'll start off in Daniel, the 8th chapter. Start at verse 26. All right. This is Daniel 8 and 26. All right. Now, this wasn't a prophecy for all hell breaking loose. He was just showing, well, you know what? It is. It was, these things had to happen for all hell to break loose in Daniel 8. All right. The Grecians had to rise, so on and so forth, and our people had to go into captivity. So it vexed Daniel's spirit. But this how it is when you have those dreams. They feel oh so real. All right, Daniel 8 and 26. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. All right. Now Daniel seen the vision. Let's see how his countenance and how his spirit was. Whereof shut up thou up the vision, for they shall be for many days. All right. And it was the vision is shut up until our day and time. Now the seals have been broken, and we're able to break down the scriptures accurately. And Daniel Allah, he's back here in his lot, because when you go to over a few chapters in the 12th chapter, it told Daniel that he's going to sleep. Let me just go ahead and get it. I'm going to come right back. All right. He told him to shut up the vision. All right. And then go thy way. This is Daniel 12:12. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. And that's the days we're living in right now. Okay. But go thy way to the end be. All right. He said, go thy way to the end be. We're at the end, for thou shalt rest. All right. Daniel died. Okay. And stand in our lot at the end of days. All right. So when he come back in his lot in the days, and the vision is shut up. All right. The seals got broken in our day and time, where we could understand those visions and break them down with grace. Okay. And Daniel Allah is teaching what he wrote in this day and time, whoever he is, whatever camp he may be in. All right. And back to 8. All right. And Daniel fainted. Now look, when he saw this, he fainted. All right. When you faint, you become lightheaded. Your body's chemistry gets out of whack, and you feel weak. All right. And you faint. The other day, I was cutting grass in the heat, and I hadn't put enough liquids in me. And you know, down south, we're in Louisiana, where it get humid and hot. And I hadn't drunk enough liquids before I went out there. I was cutting grass and edging in the heat of the day. And I felt lightheaded, like I was about to faint. And I stopped what I was doing and came inside under the AC and started drinking a lot of water. But my point is, I felt weak, like I was about to pass out and give up the ghost. My heart rate started going fast. My body, my chemistry was out of whack, and I had to get out the sun. All right. So this brother here was feeling like that. He was felt so weak that he was going to faint. My body felt weak. Okay. Afterward, I rose up. Oh wait, he said Daniel felt fainted and was sick certain days. So Daniel was fucked up for days, man. Okay. So looking at them little girls cry as small potatoes. That brother say he was faint and sick for days. All right. And afterwards, I rose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. All right. And that's what I was talking about when I said he shut up down the vision. All right. When the Most High told him to shut up the vision. Now we understand that vision. All right. We could break Daniel 8 down with grace. All right. But that happened in our day and time, where we're able to break that scripture down accurately. Okay. That chapter down accurately. But that's another subject. All right. And let me go down to verse 10. He got sick another time. All right. And so when you see these girls crying and they seeing all this destruction, and I'm gonna show you what these little girls saw. Because why would they cry? All right, they didn't see the banquet. In fact, let me go there. If they saw this, they wouldn't have been crying right here. Probably tears of joy. They saw the hell. This second Ezra 2. I'm looking for where he putting the crowns on our heads. Where's that scripture? Second Ezra 2. All right. Now they obviously wasn't looking at this. And this is at the end. This was when we've conquered, when our great king and the elect has conquered, Lord willing, we're in that number. This is Second Ezra chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 42. And I, Ezra, saw upon the mount of Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised Yahweh with songs. And in the midst of them was a young man of a high stature, and taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted. And I marveled at it greatly. All right. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said to me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing. All right. What the scriptures tell us to die daily, renew our mind, become new creatures. All right. And put on immortal, walk in the spirit so you don't give occasion to the flesh. All right. And have confessed the name of Yahweh. And now are they crowned and receive palms. Then I said unto the angel, what young person is that they're crowning them? That's our great king, Yahweh Shai, and give of palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, now let's say she saw that. They would be crying tears of joy. They would be hugging and kissing. All right? They didn't see that. That's where the elect going to be together. He going to drink that 2,000-year-old wine with us, and he say he going to wipe our tears away, and we'll never be an oppression again. That's when all the nations are conquered. But they look like they saw a horror movie. So obviously they didn't see that. When all the elect come together, the men of the Lord, and Yahweh shall put those crowns on us and say, enter ye in the kingdom, you good and faithful servant. That wouldn't have made them cry and look like they saw somebody die. This is what they saw. Well, let me go back. I'm going to finish Daniel, and then I'm going to go back to what they saw. All right? They saw all hell breaking loose, man. All right? This is Daniel 8. I'm about to finish it off at 27. All right. And Daniel fainted and was sick certain days. After I rose up and did the king's business, I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. All right. So the vision that they saw wasn't a vision of good tidings. It wasn't us living in the kingdom of heaven, sipping on 2,000-year-old wine, having children, and having a dominion. They saw something awful. They saw something that had them crying and lamenting and saying, get out, he's coming, terrified. This is what they saw. We get two scriptures about what they saw. This is Isaiah 66. I'm going to start at verse 15. And it reads, for behold, Yahweh Shemel Shai would come with fire. This is what they saw. And with chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead, Yahweh Shemel Shai plead with all flesh. And the slain of Yahweh Shemel Shai shall be many. That's what she saw. That's what those little girls saw. All right. For him to come save his people. She said he's coming to save his people. He's coming to save his people. His people is in the hands of a fucking tyrant with nuclear capability. The devil not just going to roll over and let anybody come take the jewels of the Most High from him. He know we the reason he knows we're the reason he's in power. This devil know that anybody that holds the Israelites, they be the power on the earth. All right. That's like a pimp. A pimp see another pimp coming, not liking our Heavenly Father to a pimp. It's a bad analogy. I'm making this point. All right. He protects his hoes. He's like, yo, no, you can't come get them. And he he's not going to let them go without a fight. And that probably was a horrible analogy. That probably was a horrible analogy. But yeah, man, a lion, fuck it. A lion with his pride, all right? When we deal with lions, the king of the jungle, all right? I look at that nature all day. I look at lions, leopards, wild dogs. I look at that all day. The way a pride rolls, all right? When another lion, when little juvenile lions or nomad lions want to get their own pride, they come to take over another lion's and get his lioness. So for him to come get those lioness, he has to go to war. And guess what? That lion that already has the pride, he's not going to let those lioness go without a fight. They fight to the death. Esau's going to fight to the death, man. So they see our great king coming to save his people. And to save his people, he got to have war. It got to be a great war. And he got to show his power. Because Esau has nuclear capabilities. Fuck nuclear capability. He has nuclear power. That's the greatest power on the planet Earth. It's nuclear power. That's the greatest power on the planet Earth, man. Aside from the prophets with this knowledge. All right, the strongest carnal power on this planet is nuclear power. Okay? So this devil is gonna go down with it's not gonna go out with a fight. And I will when she said he was coming to save his people, that means she had to see a fight. When you read 2 Ezra 13, let me get that. This is what she saw. This is why he has to come with flames of fire and plead with flesh, and the slain of the Lord is going to be many. It's because he has to go to war. This is 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter, and I'm going to go down to all right. Trying to see what a bitch is saying. Yet there's fight. I'm gonna start at verse 5. 2 Ezra 13 and 5. And this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number of the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, see that multitude of man is all the nations. All right, they over there in Armageddon, and what they're gonna try to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That's our great king, Yahushua. All right, the sea represents the people according to Revelation 17 and 15. All right, and this is a multitude of men. These is millions and millions of men, the armies of the earth. With no nuclear capability. All right. They have nukes, nuclear missiles, nuclear arsenals. Okay. But I beheld, and lo, he had graded himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's how great. That's another thing they saw. They saw the fathership, man. They saw the fathership, and they heard that trumpet. Oh, that trumpet, that's what they had in the War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. But it's probably gonna sound worse than that. That seventh trumpet. Okay. This is what these little girls seeing. This is what you will see that will make you fucking cry. All right. And then the Most High, when he get a vision, because I had a dream a few weeks ago and it felt like I was in the dream. See, that's another thing you got to know about these dreams. When the Most High give you these dreams, he make you a part of the dream. You're in it. And I'm going to show that Ezra was in his dream. Ezra felt the dream. All right. I'm going to show that. Okay. So that's another thing. These girls was living it. When you have these dreams, they're oh so real, and it feel like you're living it. You can smell, your senses work. You can smell bullets, guts, octane, death. You could feel the heat coming from the fires. All right, these dreams feel oh so real. All right, let's show you how strong the mind is. All right. So these girls see this, behold, and lo, he graded himself a great mountain and flew up on it. So they seen the fathership, all right? They seen a great spaceship, something they've never seen since they lived on the planet. But I would have seen the region, a place where the hill was graven, and I could not. So it blotted out the sun. The fathership is so big, it covers a whole city, all right? And after this I behold, and lo, After this I behold, and lo, he saw the violence of Salakia. That I'm about to skip with the part I wanted to get. After this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered together to subdue him was sore afraid, and yet durst fight. See what I'm saying? So this devil's going to be fighting. The Russians going to see him. They're going to be shooting nukes at our great king. They're going to be shooting nukes because America's going to be destroyed when he enters the atmosphere. All right. And he's going to beam us up at a twinkling of an eye right before the missiles hit. All right. And when he comes back, he's going to go over there to Armageddon and destroy all of them. So they're going to see him coming over there with all that glory and power. They're going to be terrified, but yet they're going to durst fight. All right. So that's what they see. Our great king coming back. They see war, like they seeing nuclear missiles getting shot from one end of the earth to the other. You see, you got to take all that into consideration with these dreams these people are having. All right. So they seeing death like nothing. And then he's probably giving them a depiction of his face. All right. It say he's going to be red with his eyes are going to be red with wine. Okay. He's going to be angry. All right. Let me get another one. This is and it's plenty, man. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is that coming from Edom who with dyed garments and Bozrah, that is glorious in its apparel? All right? Traveling in the greatness of his strength, that speaketh in righteousness, mighty to save. What she say? He's coming to save his people. He's coming to save his people. All right? But look, why he's coming to save his people, let's see how she say. They say his garments are dyed. What is his garments dyed with? All right? Wherefore art thou red and dyed in apparel? What color is blood? And thy garments are like him that treadeth in the wine flat. It's a metaphor. And I have trodden the wine press alone. This is our great king talking. And of the people, there were none with me. For I would tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall sprinkle on my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is to come. That's what they are saying, man. That's these prophetic dreams they're seeing. That's why they're so sore vexed. They got the fear of the Lord. So they little asses might end up on the chariots. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Them little girls look terrified, man. All right? If they Israelites, they might be the Most High might have mercy on them. All right? But you also have heathens having these type of dreams, man. All right, but that's what they see. That's what they're seeing. All right, they seeing out of this world, celestial intergalactic being coming back, killing billions of people, man, and coming to save his people, delivering his people, and revolutions are bloody. So there's no way he can get he can redeem his people without the shedding of blood. All right, what? Because this is what This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 13, and it reads, all right? And he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies which were in heaven followed after him with white horses, and those are spaceships, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, with it to smite the nations, great death. And he that shall rule with the rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress and the fierceness of the ram of the almighty power. All right? All right? Trying to find the one where it say he had many crowns. All right? Where's the one where he said he had many crowns? Here we go. I should have started a verse up. I started verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's the fathership. That horse represents power. All right? That was John the Revelator using the best depiction he could use from his time. All right? He lived 2,000 years ago. He couldn't say unidentified flying object. All right? So behold, a white horse. Now, a horse represents power. All right? And he set up on it was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he do judge and make war. That's why they crying. That's why they lamenting. He coming, they seeing a great war like none other since the planet been in orbit. Okay? His eyes was as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. How did he get those crowns? By toppling and subduing the kings of the earth. By taking down Russia. By taking down China. By taking down America. By taking down Pakistan, Amalek, everybody with nuclear missiles, all right? By taking down India, okay? All of them going to come together. By taking them down. How do we take them down? By killing them, by subduing them, by killing them in multitudes, okay? All right? And then look. And then you want to say, how did he kill them? All right? Verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried out with a loud voice, saying to the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that you may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. All right? And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth, their armies come together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. All right. So our great king is going to subdue whole armies, man. All right. An all-star team of armies. All of the armies that are fighting each other are going to come together just to fight him. And that's that great death. That's why those little girls are crying. They seeing all these men getting killed. All right. They seeing all these wicked people getting killed. They seeing their family members getting killed. All right. And this is what they and this is the spirit then. This is the spirit then. This is Salakia. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. What the Ezra say? Woe is me. Woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? That's why the little motherfuckers crying like that. All right. Now, why did Ezra say, woe is me, woe is me? All right. When the Most High gave him that depiction, that vision. All right. I had a vision, a dream a couple weeks ago that I did a sit down on. It was like I was in the movie. I was a part of the dream. All right. It wasn't like I was looking at a movie and saying, whoa, look at this. I'm like how John's vision was. He's out of the solar system. And he's looking down on the hill. It was like I was a part of it, running to and fro. All right. So Ezra was a part of it. He's saying, woe is me. Who would deliver me in these days? How did he know he was going to be in those days? He was a part of the dream. Okay. That's why he say, who would deliver me in those days? And he say the beginning of sorrows, great mournings. Was not those children mourning? They was crying. The beginning of famine and great death. They see people dying in the millions, billions. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. And the beginning of evils. What shall I do in these days? What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And that's what our great king is coming back to the planet to do. During those evils, he's coming to deliver his men. All right. And people are having dreams of these. Little girls are dreaming. All right. Even the heathen, they're having these prophetic dreams and posting them on YouTube. They all throughout YouTube. They not being characters. Because when I woke up from my dream, my spirit was vexed. Okay? That's what happens, man. We at the end, man. There's no reason to be lackadaisical, not on fire. All right? When you see brothers not on fire and pump faking with this shit, man, to be at the end, man, that's why the scriptures say, beware of a brother, because they're utterly supplant. And I understand why the elders did that, man. We at the end and you got brothers shucking and driving, pump faking. All right. It's only righteous if you have a spiritual mind to think, man, this might be a nigger, because this is the time to be turning up. We going to bear each other's infirmities. All right. Nobody's being over righteous, but damn, you at the end, the fourth quarter, you going to start pump faking. The scriptures say, it's written in another place, woe to them that has lost patience. You're in a time where you're supposed to be on fire, not dealing with bullshit. You don't see that the doors of the ark are closing? The elders is tightening up the rope. All right? That's not the elders doing it on their own accord. That's the spirit that the Most High is putting on the men. All right? The mercy that brothers been getting this truth for going off, like, you know, certain things pop up, brothers do. They're not getting that mercy no more. They're getting the boot, man. Like Elder Gabar say, trimming the fat. The REM Lab say, trimming the fat, man. All right? You got all these prophecies popping up. You can see them, smell them. All right? The news every day. You get on YouTube, motherfuckers having prophetic dreams, and the motherfuckers dealing with bullshit, man. And I'm talking about brothers that's been in this truth some years. It's time to be perfect, offend less, be occupied in these prophecies, going hard, man. This shit, looking at these clips like this raws your spirit, man. But if you do feel dry, you see stuff like this, and it quickens your spirit. The Most High let these videos go by our eyes, man, to put some more fire on us, man. Them little girls not faking, man. They seen the horror that's about to come to the planet Earth. So with that, Lord willing, Yahweh willing, Yahweh B'Shem Shah willing to sit down and edify to the hearers, I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem Rekakwadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my sincere Akim, my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah, pushing this truth with all fear and trembling. Kwam Yasharala, Ba Ba Ba.